Hello everyone, welcome to a new layout tour. I told you in my original layout tour, my old one, that eventually I will most probably do another layout tour because my layout is constantly updating and changing. So I am now doing a new one because I feel that my layout has changed enough to warrant an update video. Obviously this area is practically the same. I'm thinking about getting rid of the Superstation and putting the Hit Toys Steamworks in that corner and then making a Trackmaster Evolution yard around it. But I don't know, but as a placeholder, there's this Steamworks, which is just cardboard in there, Victor, some track, and stuff like that. Yeah, Steamworks. I think it looks fine as is, but I would definitely prefer to get the Hit Toys one. Over here we have some crossings, which are definitely not made of duct tape, and Timoth Sheds, which is actually, I think, 7 berths. I can't count, but yeah, 7 berths of Timoth Sheds. There's 3 tracks coming off of it. Yeah, there's Fat Controller and Winston. This is the Adventures Winston. I would use this one, but he doesn't actually really fit on the track too well, so I won't be using that one. Over here we have Tidmouth Station. I know it's still Farquhar, but it's supposed to be Tidmouth Station. And then over here we have Tidmouth Beach, with a beached Bulstrode. I think that was Tidmouth Beach, where Bulstrode was beached, but I'm not sure. Tidmouth Beach has been cut off by the loop line. The loop line is, if you remember Season 1, James and the Express, Gordon says, I was sent on the loop line because he's returned to Knapford Station. This is what I interpreted that as, especially because this is a really cool Tomy item. And yeah, there's Knapford, but we'll get to that in a second. So the loop line, over here we have the abandoned yards. I don't know why I made these. These aren't based off of anything. They connect straight to Tidmouth. Quite odd. Yeah. I don't know why I made them. I had some space and I had, I wanted to put something there, so I did. Then over here, obviously Knapford, but we have the Butch Shed. I don't think I ever showed it off in a video or even a photo, or maybe in a photo, but originally I had one of the Superstation legs, the one that had the Steamworks on it. That was the Steamworks on my layout, and on top of that I had the Butch Tower. I'll see if I can find a photo of it. I don't think one exists, but the tower had these 3 Butches on it. The tower is now gone because there's a new Steamworks over there, and so I've decided to give the Butchers a little shack, a little shed outside of Tidmouth. So yeah, those 3 Butchers with everyone's favorite Butch with the really good face, looking out, and these 2 staring in. I don't know, probably watching the death of humanity, but that's another story. Of course, Knapford, nothing has big changed here. Shake Shake Bridge, I'm not sure if that was there before, but I'm not sure. I just looked at it and I went, you know what, that's a really cool item. I should probably put it on my layout. Knapford Station is here, and the siding. Knapford Harbour is gone. I removed it. I kind of realized that I was never going to use it for anything. So Knapford Harbour is gone now. Sorry, the duct tape, which I used for my road, was coming up a bit there. Over here, we have a severe lack of Knapford Sheds. These are now Knapford Sheds over here, even though there's a bunch of coaches in them. But Knapford Sheds are gone. It's just a turntable now, because I needed the sheds elsewhere, and we'll get to that soon. Then, I forgot to mention the road. The road goes down just straight like that. It's cool. Anyway, Wellsworth is here. 2 Wellsworth stations. And my train of thought just went out the window. And the quarry. This is, well, it's kind of a combination of all of the quarries. It's got parts from the Blue Mountain Quarry, Center Island Quarry. Yeah, there are conflicting signs. Like over here, it says Center Island Quarry, but then over here it says Blue Mountain Quarry. Whoa! Who would have guessed? Wow. And over here it says Sodor Mining Co. But that. Anyway, yeah. I hope you remember the gauging system, but if you don't, I'll give you a quick run by it again. Trackmaster and Tomy is standard gauge, Wooden Railway is narrow gauge or Coldie Fell gauge, and Take Along is minimum gauge, and Superstation Track is dual gauge. These rules always apply unless I say so, unless I say otherwise. Like for instance, this piece of track, this is standard gauge, and the Abbey repair shed in the Steamworks, that's dual gauge. And also, this is standard gauge here, and that's the turntable's dual gauge, but all of the other wooden track here is narrow gauge. The incline, this is supposed to be the incline. I'll probably redo that eventually, but for now, that's the incline. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog, it's making weird noises. Anyway, there's a small shed up here, and also an abandoned line that goes around the back into Morgan's mine, or Owen's mine, because Owen, I hope his name is Owen. Was it Owen, or was it Merrick? No, it was Owen. Merrick was the crane. Yeah, but that's Morgan's mine, and the track has been pretty much abandoned. Especially because every time I drive a train down it, they derail around the back, and it's a pain. It's such a pain to get rid of it. Also, here's a custom skiff that somebody was asking me about because they saw it in one of my videos in the background. Not on YouTube, just on, I think it was on Twitter. But yeah, it's a Wooden Railway skiff. It has a chassis, it's just got Lego blocks on it. But it works. And I'm reasonably happy with it. It's fine. I just wanted the skiff. I don't know why, but I was bored. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I make a skiff for Tomy? Yeah. Narrow gauge railway is up next. I know, it's very, very small. I don't care, essentially. I really don't care. There's a single shed up there. There's a station, the viaduct. That's supposed to be the viaduct. There's a crossing. There's some road where Madge is at. I guess that's Mr. Percival's house. I don't really know. There's another station here, whatever. I don't know the name of it, but this is supposed to be the station where like Skarloey and Duncan would pass off the passengers to Gordon and Henry, but I just don't remember the name of it. So whatever station that's called, I keep thinking Kirk Ronan, but that's not the right one. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, small narrow gauge railway, nothing much to it. Harold's in there as well. I don't know why he's there. He's talking to Freddy, but that's another story. Station, and this is also sometimes Dryor, if I say so. Like if I'm doing a remake of season 1, which I'm remaking all of the episodes of season 1 eventually. So, eventually I will call this Dryor, even though you can clearly see that's the narrow gauge railway, that's not an airfield. But what are you going to do? This is the turntable that Thomas turns around on in Thomas and Gordon, or Thomas Gets Tricked, which is honestly a better title, but yeah, whatever. So, yep, that's the turntable. There's only one siding now. There used to be a small yard here, but it's just one siding and a turntable. Then, next up, we have the grand centerpiece of my layout, the viaduct. It's huge, and it has a road on it now. I've been neglecting the road, but there's road traveling all the way from up there, all the way to the viaduct. So yeah, the track is only 2 tracks now, and the suspension bridge. Over here, the road continues, but we'll get to that in a second. Over here, we have Terrence's logging company. There isn't really a big story behind it. Somebody asked me, why does Terrence have a logging company? And I don't really know. I imagine he was working on the farm and Henry pissed him off or something like that. And so he was like, you know what? I'm making a logging company. So now he has a logging company, and Terrence is the manager. That's just what I like to think. I like to think that Terrence works exactly the same way that an actual manager and an actual logging company would work. Obviously he doesn't he doesn't do paperwork. He can't. He doesn't have hands, but, and also narrow gauge railways here. Duncan is working here for some reason. He's got a log car, and he's going to drop it down there. And Benny is there, and he has a Indiana Jones hat. No one knows why. The road, yeah, it does that. There's a crossing there, and Bulgy's Bridge, where Bulgy is stuck. And that just kind of dies. It doesn't go anywhere. Spiral Mountain, with the big bridge. I explained the big bridge in a previous video, but if you didn't see it, it's a bridge that it's a bridge that was in like a little storybook, and Thomas, he went over it and nearly died, but you know, he definitely did. Another new addition is the Coldie Fell line. Why is Thumper here? You just go there. Yeah, but Coldie Fell. It's very small. That tunnel actually doesn't go anywhere if you couldn't tell. But yeah, small station. There's the 2005 Coldie, which I use as Coldie. Then we have the 2002 Coldie, which I'm using as Lord Harry. And then the 2015 Coldie, who I'm using as Patrick. And Old Slow Coach, who I'm using is it Isabella or Catherine? Is it Catherine? I don't remember the name. I think it's Catherine. Yeah, and also Godrud is down here. If you follow me on Twitter, which I barely post on anymore, you would have. I have dropped my camera. If you follow me on Twitter, you will have already seen this. It's just a Coldie that I beat the shit out of one time with a hammer, and I popped the face off of. And yeah, there's also a farm here. I don't know, sorry about my throat. It's not working. But yeah, Trevor, or what? Trevor? Is it Trevor or Terran? No, Trevor. I always get their names mixed up. But yeah, this is the Tommy Trevor, who I gave a magnet, just so he can pull along these little Bob the Builder. I'll get this one actually. Bob the Builder, like wagons that have car wheels instead of train wheels. And I think they look quite nice. And there's a little barn that I made out of cardboard, just because I got bored, but I think it looks very nice. Over here we have Mrs. Kindly's house, and Elsbridge Station. Also, before we continue, I forgot to mention the four-way intersection, and Lord Harry is over here for some reason. He will go onto my little work table over here. Yeah. It's great. Anyway, Elsbridge Station is here, and the minimum gauge line is right next to it. You know, you've got the hopper. Is it Rex? Rex is got some coaches. And they go in there. There's a siding with some trucks. And there's Mike and Bert. And some people will ask me why my Mike, Rex, and Bert look so weird. And it was because I gave them a hook and loop coupling system, which I might revise. I might take these apart and make them look a lot better. I also painted their running boards because I was stupid. But yeah, I'm thinking about pulling those off and redoing them with Adventures couplings. But the problem is they wouldn't be able to connect to the take-alongs. And you're probably saying, oh, they can't connect to the take-alongs, they're hook and loop. Well, they're made of metal, so they actually can connect to the take-alongs. Yeah. That's the story. Over here we have Henry's Tunnel with road. I've, again, been neglecting the road. The road just turns this corner and it stays at what I'm calling Elsbridge. I mean, not Elsbridge, Maithwaite. I get so confused with all the names and stuff. Yeah, Maithwaite Station, cool. The road goes around. I'm going to put a one of the Y road pieces here, and there's Scoop. Yeah, I still like Bob the Builder. I just haven't posted about it in a while. Henry's Tunnel. And this goes under there. Some more crossings on the road. The magic buffers are here. And Farquhar. And the biggest change on my layout, the shunting yards. These are just huge yards. This is pretty much all of my rolling stock. The real reason that I actually made this was because I was genuinely running out of space on my in my shelves. Not in my shelves, in my drawers. I have these things called the train drawers. If we zoom in over there, and that's where I keep all of my trains. Let's go give you a quick demo because I don't know, why not? Probably like, what do you mean? There you go. There's some of my Tomy engines in there, and the rest are filled out. I think it's Tomy, Wooden Railway, Adventure, Take Along, I think is in the very bottom. Yeah, I used to be a Wooden Railway guy, but I'm not anymore. I'm a Tomy person now. Anywho, back to the layout. big shunting yards. There's 2 drawbridges with diesel on them. A small little, what is this? It's actually a wooden railway item. Where's the sign? Glen Knock, what does it say? Switch track. Okay, cool. Glen Knock switch track. Gordon's Hill is also up the back, which I still need to put grass on. I know, I said in my original one, I'm gonna put grass on it eventually. I did get around to it. Turns out I don't actually have enough grass. I'm gonna have to go and buy some more. So, yeah, Gordon's Hill is gonna be grassless for a couple more years. Then around the corner here we have where the sheds disappeared to. This is, yeah, Vickerstown Sheds. This is, I think, supposed to be the area where Gordon fell into the ditch, which I should probably put here, but I put a siding instead. I might change that. Yeah, there's a siding. It's cool, great. Then over here we have the Vickerstown Diesel Works. This used to be the scrapyard, but I actually changed this today. This only was changed today, but it's the Diesel Works now. There's a track he goes in on. He sits in there, and there's the crane that the Fat Controller did, and there's this thing, and it's cool. Yeah, you see me, I'm already fiddling with it. Like, I'm moving stuff around as I'm filming it to update the things that I've changed. Anyway. Over here, this is supposed to be the Percy Takes the Plunge area, but it hasn't really worked out so far, but I'll get around to it. Also, Theodore, I've decked out the harbour with the Theodore tugboat guys, so I'll show those off in a second, but we'll just finish up the track first. We have Big Mickey here, who, I know he doesn't look good. I know. Big Mickey technically is an unfinished custom. I finished the head, like the crane area, but the body, I was going to do something with a wooden railway cranky, and I just kind of gave up and couldn't be bothered. And I don't really care to fix it. I know it looks terrible with the holes that are mix-matched and just don't really work with anything. But what are you gonna do? This is where Knapford Harbour vanished to as well. There's 2 of those now. And there's Adventures Cranky instead of the Tomy one. So, yeah, and that's actually the end of the railway. The track dead ends over there, and that's it. Let's look at the harbour, because I said I was... What was that noise? You hear that? Anyway, let's look at the harbour. What was a ghost about? Let's look at the harbour. So we have Emily pulling in Big, the ship, who I guess is an OC. Big, he's just a Lego guy, and there's a jet fighter on there, because I wanted to put something on it, didn't have anything, jet fighter. There's George, talking to 10 cents. The Great Harbour is over here. And Bulstrode, I posted this on Twitter, it's a custom. I was always annoyed by the fact that the Erdal Bulstrode had wheels, and it made it look awful when you put it on my tinfoil water, because it just floats. Look at that, it just floats. So what I did was I got a knife and a pair of cutters, and I just did that. I just cut it, and I filled it. I nearly completely filled the hole in with hot glue. And yeah, it's Bulstrode. He now sits in the water and doesn't look retarded. Yeah, there's anyway, there's Rebecca. Captain is talking to, is it Carla? Yeah, Carla. I always forget the names. Let's see if I remember his name. Is it Brunswick? I think it's Brunswick. Where does it say his name? Brunswick. I was correct. There's Theodore and Hank. I think they were talking to each other, but Hank got spun around at one point. The ghost is about. Ooh. Also, my dispatch is possessed, but that's another story for another day. What is this? I always forget their names. Boat. Constance. Oh, I need to catch up on Theodore Tugboat. I haven't watched an episode in so long. I still like the show, but I just haven't seen it in quite a while. Constance is there. Sunshine is with Shelbourne? Is it Shelbourne? I can't see. It's Shelbourne. Hell yeah. I'm getting them all right. And Northumberland is there. And also Skiff. And another Bulstrode, which is facing away because he's not supposed to have a face. And there's another Bulstrode up there, which is facing away because he's not supposed to have a face. And there's some bridge background detailing. So yeah, that's my layout. I'll give you a quick overview of it. I hope you like my layout. I hope it inspires you to take over half of your dad's garage. To the point where he literally puts up a wall, but yeah, this is my version of Sodor. I hope you like it. I don't. I'm gonna destroy all of it tomorrow. And subscribe, like, comment, turn on notifications, give me some V-Bucks, send me Minecraft diamonds, and I love all of you. Bye.